Kandi Burruss just filed for divorce after 11 years of marriage to Todd Tucker, and this split is turning into an all-out war. From disputed prenups to custody battles, cheating allegations to a $30 million fortune at stake, Mama Joyce's gold digger theory might be proven right after all. She seemed like the perfect housewife success story. Kandi Burruss met Todd Tucker in 2011 on the set of Real Housewives of Atlanta while filming the Season 4 cast trip to South Africa. Todd was working as a producer for Bravo, and despite it being against the rules to cross the line with talent, the pair quickly hit things off. Todd told The Daily Dish he loved her smile and her great butt, and that she seemed very humble and genuine. It was love at first sight. But there was a problem. Todd working on the show his girlfriend starred on created a massive conflict of interest. In a 2013 interview with Glamour, Kandi revealed what happened behind the scenes, explaining that Todd ended up quitting the show because it was such a big decision for him to have to make. He resigned, but then Bravo came back and said they didn't want him to quit. He still works with the same production company to this day, but he doesn't work on their show anymore. After their initial spark in South Africa, the pair quickly began dating and grew their relationship over the next 2 years. On January 1, 2013, Todd popped the question in front of their family and friends at their home in Atlanta. Kandi revealed to Us Weekly on January 16th that she'd first spotted the ring, a 2-carat white diamond, on a housewives trip to Vegas and had called to tell Todd about it. According to her account, he'd then had it shipped from Vegas and carried it around for 3 to 4 months before finally proposing on New Year's Day. Kandi was totally surprised, but so excited. She told reporters she used to make jokes with her friends that she was part of the Forever Single Club, but now she was totally different. Like so many housewives before and since, Kandi and Todd were married in front of the world in their very own Bravo spinoff called Kandi's Wedding. The 5-episode series followed the lead-up to their wedding planning and discussions surrounding their prenup before they sealed the deal on April 4, 2014. After their extravagant wedding, the pair came together to unite their daughters from previous relationships under one roof. Todd brought Kayla and Kandi brought Riley into their new blended family of 4. And it wasn't long before their family started to grow. Just over 1 year after their wedding, Kandi announced she was pregnant with their first child together in July 2015. In an interview with E! News, Kandi revealed she and Todd had gone through IVF to conceive their first baby together, stating they were so thrilled to announce the news of their bundle of joy, and it was a dream come true. On January 6, 2016, Ace Wells Tucker was welcomed into the growing family of 5. Fast forward a year, and Kandi and Todd expanded in a different way, this time welcoming a different kind of baby as they opened the Old Lady Gang restaurant together, inspired by Kandi's mother Mama Joyce and her aunts Bertha and Nora. The pair continued to enjoy their happy marriage together for many years, both on and off camera. Celebrating 5 years together on April 14, 2019, Kandi posted photos from their wedding day to Instagram with the caption saying she couldn't believe it had been 5 years, that she loved Todd so much, and that he was the perfect match for her in every way. Soon after, in September 2019, Kandi and Todd revealed they would be welcoming another baby into their family, this time via surrogate, which became a big storyline for Season 12 of RHOA, when Kandi revealed that their surrogate was initially pregnant with twins, but sadly lost one of the embryos. On November 22, 2019, Blaze Tucker was born, completing their beautiful family of 6. But 1 year after welcoming their daughter Blaze in 2020, there seemed to be a hint of trouble in paradise. During a couples therapy session filmed for RHOA, Kandi and Todd admitted that their busy work schedules had taken a toll on their relationship. Todd stated they loved each other to death, but just hadn't had time to be happy lately. Kandi added that for her, issues typically spawned from something work-related. They also confessed that intimacy in their marriage had declined, with Kandi stating it wasn't as good as it used to be, not saying the sex wasn't good, but meaning they hadn't been having sex that much. But the couple held strong publicly. Celebrating their 8-year wedding anniversary in April 2022, Kandi posted a video montage of photos with the caption saying they had that forever kind of love. She said Todd was the perfect man for her, and she was a better version of herself with him, writing 8 years down and a lifetime to go. Todd also posted images of the pair, stating 8 years of blessings, and that God was so amazing and made no mistakes. Things continued looking up as in an October 2022 interview with People magazine, Kandi stated their relationship continued to work due to understanding, great communication, and having fun together. She explained that especially when you're a woman who has dreams and goals, you don't always meet a man who's going to support those dreams and keep pushing you. She said Todd felt like her teammate. One of the most touchy subjects for Todd and Kandi has always been Kandi's mother, Mama Joyce, who has never been a fan of Todd from day one. Tension between Mama Joyce and Todd began pretty much as soon as the couple started dating. Kandi's mother made it clear from the beginning that she did not approve of the union and accused Todd of being a gold-digging opportunist. The feud continued over the years with endless disputes. At BravoCon 2022, Mama Joyce stated she couldn't say 3 nice things about Todd, which set things off in the household. Kandi reflected on this at the following year's BravoCon, stating that after the previous BravoCon, they weren't talking, and if Mama Joyce came around, Todd would leave. It was a whole mess. Over the summer, Todd decided to let it go, and they started communicating again. So while Kandi and Todd were open about struggles and tensions in their relationship, they had always held firm and seemed like a strong couple who would never break. But fans began to suspect something was wrong in the lead-up to BravoCon this year, noticing that Kandi had removed the last name Tucker from her Instagram handle. Things were also thrown into question at BravoCon when Kandi was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Bravos on November 14th, just 1 week before filing for divorce. The award recognized Kandi's run on RHOA as well as her career outside the franchise. In her acceptance speech, Kandi took a moment to share a heartfelt thanks to Todd, stating that he earned the award too because he survived the blogs, the shade, the rumors, the lies, the truth, the almost fights, the actual fights, and the reunions. But the fact that Todd didn't attend to support Kandi as she received this award had some fans speculating there was trouble in paradise. Other eagle-eyed fans noticed that Kandi wasn't wearing her wedding ring at BravoCon either. Then, exactly 1 week after accepting her Lifetime Award on November 21st, 2024, Kandi filed for divorce, putting an end to her 11-year marriage and 14-year relationship with husband Todd Tucker. According to her filing, Kandi stated that the marriage was irretrievably broken with no reasonable hope for reconciliation and listed the date of their separation as July 15th, 2025, so it looks like this official filing had been a long time coming. Kandi kept things amicable and fair, requesting joint legal and physical custody of their 2 minor children, Ace age 9 and Blaze age 6, claiming this would be in their best interest, and asking the court to determine the amount of any child support to be awarded. The filing also stated that a prenuptial agreement had been signed by both parties before they walked down the aisle, and noted that Kandi wanted this to be enforced. When it came to their finances, Kandi's filing stated that parties possess debts that have been incurred throughout the duration of the marriage, which should be subject to equitable division directed by the prenuptial agreement. On this same day, Kandi exclusively sat down with People magazine to release an official statement regarding the separation. Her statement read that after deep thought and a lot of prayer, she'd made the decision to move forward with a divorce. She said this was a difficult and emotional time, but her focus remained on protecting her peace, being the best mother she could be, and co-parenting with love and respect. The next day on November 22nd, Kandi and Todd showed their commitment to keeping things amicable as they got together to celebrate their daughter Blaze's 6th birthday with a Snow White-themed party. The next update came a couple of days later on Monday, November 24th, when Kandi revealed on Amazon Live that the breakup had been brewing for a while. She said it had been a pretty crazy time since she officially filed for divorce the previous Friday, but that she had no regrets about the relationship. Kandi also revealed on the live that she and Todd were keeping things friendly and putting their children first. She stated they were co-parenting together and had beautiful children together, so they were trying to make this transition as smooth as it could possibly be for their kids, which was their main concern. She said they were keeping it very friendly and would even be having Thanksgiving together. But this friendly separation, like so many others in Hollywood, didn't last long. Just 5 days after Kandi filed for divorce, on Wednesday, November the 26th, Todd filed his official legal response, which must have been totally devastating and a huge shock for Kandi. In his filing, Todd stated that Blaze and Ace were currently in his care and living with him in Georgia, while Kandi handled out-of-state work obligations. He stated that Kandi's obligations would continue to require her to be away from the children for at least the next several months. and used this as his reasoning to plead for primary custody, turning this from a friendly split to an outright custody war, despite Kandi previously stating they were amicably co-parenting and keeping things friendly. Todd's filing continued, saying the parties had been working cooperatively in an effort to resolve all issues, and Todd remained committed to continuing those discussions in good faith, adding that in the hopefully unlikely event they couldn't reach a custody deal, he would seek primary physical custody, joint legal custody, and final decision-making authority, proposing that Kandi get substantial time and meaningful access to the children. Despite this apparent declaration of war, Todd's lawyer did praise Kandi as a mother, noting that Todd wished to make clear that he recognized Burruss as a loving and capable parent, and remained sincerely hopeful that prior and continued discussions between the parties would bring full resolution of all matters. But in yet another bold and harmful statement, Todd's filing then went on to address their prenup. Todd admitted that he did sign a prenuptial agreement before the pair were married back in 2014. However, he suggested that he was pressured into signing it without proper legal counsel. In his filing, Todd's lawyer stated that the prenup was presented to Todd without him having counsel, even though Kandi's then counsel had communicated previously with Todd's team regarding a potential prenuptial agreement. The statement continued that despite that knowledge, Kandi's counsel presented the final agreement to Todd for signature immediately, before the wedding ceremony, without any notice to or consultation with Todd's team, who had been significantly engaged in the negotiation process. His filing went on to allege that these circumstances raised substantial questions concerning the enforceability of said document. Nevertheless, Todd remained committed to working in good faith to resolve this matter amicably and privately to the extent possible. When it came to their finances, Todd also demanded a division of all marital assets, both real and personal, tangible and intangible, between the parties. He went on to request that if the prenup was in fact found to be unenforceable, he would be seeking primary physical custody, joint legal custody, and alimony from Kandi. Todd's decision to dispute the prenup is a huge middle finger to Kandi, given the reported difference in the couple's net worths. According to reports, Kandi's empire is allegedly reported at roughly $30 million, while Todd's is allegedly estimated to sit somewhere between $400,000 to $4 million, a stark contrast which makes the prenup absolutely critical for Kandi to protect her premarital assets, such as her music royalties and business bedroom Kandi. Depending what's in the prenup, we'll have to wait to see how their joint businesses, like their restaurants, will be divided. However, experts predict that Kandi will be protected by Georgia's equitable distribution laws, which split marital property fairly, but not always equally. The prenup that Todd signed back in 2014 was famously controversial, with Todd actually storming out of the wedding rehearsal over the legal document he deemed some bullshit. According to Radar Online reports from 2014, the most contentious clauses involved Todd having to vacate Kandi's home within 30 days if they split, and the stipulation that he would receive nothing if Kandi died during their marriage. Mama Joyce, Kandi's outspoken mother, was reportedly a driving force behind the prenup, fearing Todd was looking for a payday. Kandi has fiercely defended the purpose of the prenup over years, arguing that women who are financially better off need to protect themselves. Despite the fighting words in his filing, Kandi and Todd stuck to their agreement to put the children first, coming together once again to celebrate Thanksgiving on November 27th. In an Instagram post, Kandi shared a photo of her family all together, including her daughter Riley, Todd's daughter from a previous relationship Kayla, and their couple's shared children Ace and Blaze. Kandi captioned this post saying she truly enjoyed her day with her family and hoped everyone enjoyed theirs, adding she now felt stuffed like a turkey and needed to lay down. But things then went quiet for a couple of days until Monday, December 1st, when Kandi made moves in court to keep her divorce out of the public eye and fight back against Todd's claims about the prenup and application for primary custody. In her updated filing, Kandi amended her divorce petition to address Todd's allegations that he was forced to sign the prenup back in 2014 without his lawyers present. She stated that he was represented by a high-powered attorney before the marriage, and therefore disputed his claim that the prenup was not enforceable due to his lack of legal representation. Kandi's lawyer stated that the parties' journey to executing an enforceable prenuptial agreement was filmed and broadcast on Bravo Television Network with the knowledge and consent of both Kandi and Todd for their 5-part reality television wedding documentary, entitled Kandi's Wedding, that premiered on June 1st, 2014. The filing made clear that Kandi would be using this unaired Bravo footage in the divorce battle to prove that Todd had ample time to read and consider the prenup before signing. Her response went on to note that in the documentary, Todd audibly announced that he was good to sign the prenup after talking to his lawyer on and off camera. During this same amendment, Kandi also updated her initial divorce filing, changing her proposal for joint custody to instead demand primary custody of both Ace and Blaze. In her counterargument to Todd's claims that Kandi traveled a lot for work, she stated that she was not the only parent who had to travel. Her filing stated that both Kandi and Todd had held professional obligations that had required each party to travel away from the home for extended periods of times independently and jointly prior to and after the births of both of the minor children. The statement continued that on top of the nanny, their children have a diverse and concentrated family support network, which includes maternal grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins within a 5 to 20-mile radius of the family residence. Kandi also petitioned that her divorce be kept out of the public eye, explaining to the court that she and Todd were public figures working in the entertainment, television, and film industries, and so it was in the best interest of the parties' 2 young children that all financial information and custody disputes be kept confidential. Therefore, Kandi requested that all filings, testimony, and other evidence be sealed. In her updated filing, Kandi's lawyer stated it was in the best interests of the minor children that the proceedings and all aspects within be sealed to prevent disclosures on social media, internet, and media at large while the matter was pending before the court, and thereafter, compromising the integrity of the overall proceedings. With the dispute over the prenup catching fire, Us Weekly spoke to multiple legal experts on how this could play out, and it turns out, according to reports, Todd might be fighting a losing battle. Legal expert Holly Davis stated that anytime a person signs a prenuptial agreement days or hours before their wedding, they're creating an argument to be made later that they were under duress or undue pressure to sign the document. However, this argument only holds weight if Todd can prove his argument meets certain factors. She continued that the fact that Todd had an attorney on retainer and had been discussing the prenuptial agreement with him for months preceding the wedding made his argument a losing one, as he clearly had ample time and opportunity to speak with his attorneys before signing the legally binding document. Davis did, however, state that in the rare chance that Kandi's lawyer fraudulently asserted that Todd's attorney had signed off on the terms of the prenup when they had not, it might have a chance to win. Attorney Kay Brueggemann, another legal expert, also agreed that the decision would all come down to the unaired footage that Kandi had submitted as evidence. She stated that because Georgia requires full financial disclosure, voluntariness, and the absence of coercion, Todd would need to show that one of these elements was missing when he signed. This is where the wedding-related footage becomes significant. If the footage depicts Kandi or her family exerting undue pressure, setting last-minute deadlines, or presenting the prenup under emotionally charged circumstances, Todd's argument could be persuasive. She continued that similarly, if the footage or other evidence suggested he didn't fully understand the financial terms, didn't have a realistic opportunity to consult independent counsel, or was rushed into signing without negotiation, consult with counsel, and understand the draft he ultimately signed. She concluded that the particularly interesting part of this issue was what the raw footage captured, what producers could testify to, and if there was any dramatic effect put into the edited footage that could be contradicted by witnesses to show that any panic, coercion, or intensity in that moment was inserted for dramatic effect and that all was settled prior to Todd's signing. Meanwhile, Yonatan S. Leveritz, a New York attorney who specializes in high-asset, high-conflict custody disputes and prenup litigation, told Us Weekly that Todd's claim may have some validity as the lack of counsel is but one factor for the court to consider. He stated that while having counsel was an important right, it wasn't the be-all and end-all of the argument. The agreement would have to be one-sided in favor of Kandi in terms of the rights or deprivation of rights under the agreement. Therefore, if the agreement was lopsided and deprived Todd of significant marital wealth and he was unaware of the terms, and Kandi had counsel present, that could be enough to increase his odds at overturning the agreement. So the question remains, do you believe Todd was pressured into signing the prenup? Or is this a ploy for him to try to gain as much as he can from the divorce, just as Mama Joyce always said? Following Kandi's amended petition, things continued to spiral. On December 3rd, new allegations emerged surrounding the reason for the split. According to a report by People magazine, a source close to the couple revealed shocking news that Kandi and Todd had been having marriage troubles for a while now. The source stated that Kandi was not happy because she found out that Todd had been talking to other women behind her back, and she had no idea. On the same day, Kandi took to Instagram to speak about how she was feeling since the divorce filing, sharing a video montage of photos from recent weeks as she reflected on how she'd been hiding her sadness and pain throughout the separation. Kandi posted this alongside a caption explaining that this was what she looked like when she was going through something. She showed up for her family, showed up for her friends, showed up to handle her business, and showed up with a smile. All while on the inside, she was emotionally broken. She continued that, in every picture of this video, she was internally dealing with something life-changing, that most of the people in the pics with her had no clue of her inner stress and sadness. She explained this wasn't being fake, this was just how she dealt with things. She internalized and dealt with it alone. She said she was the poster child for the saying, "check on your strong friend," because you never know what they're going through. The emotional song lyrics accompanying these photos, which Kandi stated described how she felt, said that she couldn't keep running away. The lyrics continued that she hadn't shed a tear, not even a whimper since December, and hadn't broke her cool or lost her temper. But deep down, she wanted to explode and just let all her frustrations go. What began as an emotional and seemingly amicable moment has quickly spiraled into one of the messiest Real Housewives divorces in recent memory. After Kandi Burruss shared a heartfelt post that left fans deeply concerned, an overwhelming wave of support followed. RHOA co-star Portia Williams commented that Kandi and her family were in her prayers. Andy Cohen dropped a series of heart emojis, and Heather Dubrow sent love publicly. The message was clear. Kandi was not alone. Just days later, on December 5th, Kandi returned to Instagram with a short video thanking fans for their support. She said so many people had reached out that she truly appreciated it and reassured everyone that she was okay. For a brief moment, it felt like things had calmed down. Then came the twist no one expected. On December 9th, Kandi appeared on The View to perform a musical number from her new Broadway show in Juliet, where she's set to star from December 11th through March 8th. Shortly after the performance aired, Todd Tucker posted a video of himself watching Kandi on television, praising her and encouraging her to keep inspiring and doing her thing. Kandi responded with a simple thank you and a heart emoji. That small interaction sent fans into a frenzy. Many began calling for reconciliation, urging Todd to fight for his marriage. Comments flooded in telling him to go get your wife, to ignore the noise, and to remember that love wins, especially for the sake of their children. But behind the scenes, things were reportedly anything but peaceful. According to Media Takeout, Todd is allegedly refusing to leave the marital home, despite the prenup stating he must move out within 30 days in the event of a split. While the couple does have a guest house, insiders claim Todd has positioned himself as the parent spending the most time with the kids, frequently posting videos of himself cooking, cleaning, and handling daily routines. Sources insist Kandi remains a hands-on mother, but Georgia courts often favor the parent deemed the primary caretaker when determining who keeps the home, raising eyebrows among those close to the situation. Adding even more fuel to the fire are cheating allegations that have exploded since Kandi confirmed she filed for divorce in November. YouTuber Funky Deneva dismissed rumors of a secret child, but alleged Todd had been involved with another woman in Atlanta, warning that her identity could soon be exposed if more information surfaced. Now, what Kandi hoped would be a sealed, respectful split has unraveled publicly. The prenup's validity is under scrutiny, custody battles are intensifying, cheating rumors are spreading, and a reported $30 million fortune hangs in the balance. With Broadway commitments pulling Kandi away and Todd publicly playing super dad, Georgia courts will soon decide what's truly in the best interests of Ace and Blaze. What started as a quiet separation has turned into a high-stakes legal and emotional war. And if history tells us anything, this is far from the last bombshell. From cheating allegations to prenup battles, custody wars to a $30 million fortune at risk, Kandi and Todd's divorce is getting uglier by the day. Mama Joyce might have been right all along about Todd being a gold digger. What do you think will happen? Comment below and subscribe for updates.